think I'm on.
Okay, good morning and happy
Thursday.
Thursday. Oh my gosh.
Thursday already.
I was going to say happy hump day, but it is not hump day.
No.
It's hump day plus one.
Right.
So, and then I wanted to say Merry Christmas, and I don't know why. I want to say Merry Christmas and Happy Thursday, but Happy Thursday, everybody. You're going to love today. This is part of our January series where we're crafting outside of the album, and Peggy's here today. So hello, Peggy.
Hello, hello.
Looks like she's sorting a few little trinkety die cuts here.
Tried to come prepared, but sometimes it doesn't work so well.
So this month, one of the things we're kind of featuring off and on here and there is crafting outside of the album. A lot of us have done our regular scrapbook albums. A lot of us do the 12 by 12 albums. And this month we're going to have some of those things, but we're going to have some of these extra little other ways to share your photos, but not in a big album. And I think that's pretty cool. And today we're doing it. Teresa was here with her books tags. She had made tags of the books she read. And that was one way to scrapbook outside of the album. And we've got some memory decks that's coming and lots of really cool things. And oh my gosh, Janet says it is snowing in Dallas.
Oh no!
Does that cannot happen very often, does it? I'm sure
Janet,
Dallas
still have your winter coat.
I'm sure it's shut down with that. But I also want to mention that I was watching the news last night, and oh my gosh, our hearts go out to everybody in California.
Yes.
I know we have several customers that live out there. We hope that you're safe. I just can't imagine those fires.
Just look devastating, don't they?
Oh, it looks awful. I think tornado maybe is better. I don't know. I don't know what's better, but
tornado, it's here, it's gone.
somebody said sound check, so we're going to need Janet. Okay. Janet's on, so let us know if we're good. She says it's good.
Okay.
So anyway, our hearts do go out to everybody in California. Mm-hmm. It's hard to imagine losing everything, which would include your family scrapbooks and things like that. So.
I know. I have a tornado bag at home that I keep packed, Do
you really?
I do. And one of the things that I found, this is going to sound really weird, my tornado bag, but I have a whistle in there. So in case, I'm buried under rubble, I have a whistle so that people can,
they can find you.
Yeah. So it sounds really weird, but
Where did you come up with that?
Well, my daughter actually gave it to me. I don't know where she came up with it.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I have that bag packed and ready to go. All spring, all summer.
So those of us that live in the tornado world, we get fires, but not like big forest fires and things. You'll have to look into having a tornado bag. That's pretty clever.
Because I might be a little bit paranoid about
just
that.
a little bit. We are getting a lot of people, Peggy, that are saying, "Yay, it's a Peggy Day," and they're so happy to hear that.
Thank you.
And Janet says she's going to get like 8 inches of snow.
Oh my gosh.
Peggy, I have to tell you that there was a lot of snow in southern Iowa a few days ago, and Diane and I were both wishing that we would have a snow day here. And Connie says make sure you have shoes in the bag.
Yes, absolutely.
And oh my gosh, and then let's see. Lori said that Janet could have a side gig teaching people how to drive in the snow.
Right. Or how to use a shovel.
Yes. And Janet says people are very excited for the snow.
They're silly.
That is, I love it. I love it. Anyway, we're going to get started here today.
Yeah.
This is part of our crafting outside of the album. And Peggy's made this really amazing. It's an accordion tag book.
It's an accordion tag book, yep. And I'll take it apart and I'll put it back together and I'll show everybody how to put one together too.
Okay.
So I've got all the supplies to put it together. So
right. So just a couple reminders that our graphic 49 and Market. You got those 40s companies. So 49 and Market, the Vintage Orchard. What do we have? 4 more days of this being on sale. It is 30% off. And
I've done a couple layouts with this, and it's just so pretty. I love, it's fall colors. These are just up my alley. These
those
colors
are your colors.
These
are Peggy's
my
colors,
color palette,
guys, for real.
And it's just so pretty. I love how they all go together. The laser cuts. You can't you can't beat using laser cuts and on your projects.
Well, and you get a lot in
Yeah, you
these. I
really
just picked
do.
up the lasers and
The words
chipboard words.
and the baubles. I mean, great titles. Just really a lot of great pieces, and the paper is just beautiful too.
It is so pretty. I didn't bring any paper, but you know what? You could also take your project today, Peggy, and make it with the 49 Market
you
Vintage
could.
Orchard. So
Yeah, you could use any collection, but that would be really pretty on the Etcetera tags and into the album. It would be really beautiful.
I think it would be too.
Yeah.
Okay, then the other thing is yesterday we launched our first birthday card kit. We're going to have
Yes.
birthday card kits every month, and this is
I'm
January.
just really excited about that.
I know. We're just going to have more. You know what? We want to keep your crafting alive in 2025,
I love
and this is
that
one way to
motto.
do it.
I love that for this year.
So this we launched yesterday, so you can check it out. It'll be on our blog in a couple days. It's a kit. It is $15.99, and you get enough to make 4 cards, and you have a bonus. You have these 4 extra panels, so you get 2 each of those for
I loved
some
how you
extra coloring.
showed how to do this, get that effect.
Oh, I
with
know.
the
I love
antique
that
linen
too.
and
That was just
and your
really
little
fun.
spray bottle too.
That was
I think
really
that was really
fun.
cute. I liked watching that.
And you can color them. Here's one that Penny colored with a Copic marker. That was her job a couple days ago. She had to come in and color for her job. And then
Boy,
or you
this
can
job
use
is
any
so
you can use a
hard.
lot of things. I know. Who gets to go and color for their job
Right?
and get paid
And
for
the
it?
watercolor, you do such a beautiful job. And I heard you taking that class. Oh,
Yes,
that's
I'm taking a
exciting.
real class at the Art Center. Okay, and then this is a stamp set called Embroidery. It's from Tim Holtz, and it's one that when they released it, I mentioned yesterday that it was influenced by Paula. It is an actual embroidery patterns, and this is the stamp that we used for that birthday card kit. So if you love it and you want to get more, so you can stamp scrapbook layouts, whatever you want to do, it's $24.99 and it is half off. So this is half off through Sunday, and it's $12.50. So if it's a stamp you were wanting, and we've done other demos with this stamp also in the past, so that is available. Let's see if we have any questions. Lori says they're in Minnesota. They're envious of the snow because they're 12 inches short, and we're short here too.
Yeah, we
I
are.
saw that
heard
on the news.
I did too. What, 8 inches short?
Something
Or
like that.
something
Yeah,
I
we
can't
need a
remember
good snow.
exactly.
I'd like to have a good snow.
As long as it's a day I don't have to go anywhere. It's
Yes, I just want to stay home and, I don't know, make chili and cinnamon rolls and do crafty stuff. Okay.
Read.
Shelley says Kansas City still has that 13 to 15 inches. That's the one, Peggy, that we wanted to come a little further north.
fine. Yeah, just a little bit.
I know, it's bad, but when my kids were in school, I loved the snow days. I wanted snow days.
There's just kind of a special feel about it, wasn't it?
It is.
I remember growing up, and we had to listen to the radio then when I was growing
Oh,
up,
yes,
for school cancellation.
you're right, yes.
And you would just sit by the radio just listening to see if your school name was going
Hoping.
to come up, And then when it did, it's like, yay!
I know, that's such a good feeling. All right, well, let's get on.
you want to talk about the inserts?
Oh yes, I left this sitting here. Okay, for the card kit that we showed yesterday, you do get Janet's inserts for the 4 cards, and they are available if you want to get additional ones. They're pretty nice, pretty generic birthday sayings. There's 2 that are horizontal and 2 that are vertical, but of course you can trim them out however you like, and those are $2.50. So that is available also with extras with the kit, but you do get one in your kit. And one more thing, Janet was born in a blizzard.
Oh,
So it comes naturally. She says she loves a good snowstorm. All right. Well, Peggy, tell us about what we're doing
Yes.
today.
Well,
Can't wait for this.
historically speaking, Echo Park Cartabella have always been, one of my favorite companies, paper lines and things to work with. Have always loved what they do and the colors that they put together, the patterns they put together, especially their florals on their paper. I think the florals on their paper are just really, really pretty. But then when this family line came out, I was just drawn to it because of the golds and the greens and things. I just thought just so very pretty. And then when Kelly was talking about doing a project outside the album, I thought this would make a really pretty mini album or tag book, that sort of thing. So I just started thinking about what different, items I can use on that. And I thought, well, I think, Kelly, you came up with the Etcetera tag for the cover.
That
I thought,
worked out
yes,
well.
that would be wonderful. And the one nice thing about using these Etcetera tags, and what size are these? These are the mini tags.
I know, it's funny,
Yeah.
they're mini. There is a smaller tag.
Yeah.
The number 8 is smaller.
But it gives it a nice sturdy base so that your project can be handled without fear of it coming apart or being torn or anything like that. So I think the Etcetera tag gives it a nice sturdy base, and these are very versatile. I think you showed yesterday on the website the Paula Cheney using the fabric. And the tags.
I don't think it was these tags. I think they
It
were.
It was like just regular ones,
Yeah.
but you could do it on these.
You
tags,
definitely
I
could.
think. I think that would be
So
really
these
fun
are
to do.
$8.99,
So very
and you
versatile.
get 4 in the package. And this is a Tim Holtz product that's been out for a little while.
Yep.
He's added a few things to it, and we've done a lot of mixed media projects on these.
Maggie's done so many. I think she does
They're
a great
pretty.
job.
They're handy dandy.
Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to show the paper first because it's just so pretty, and then we'll get to the album. But you can see on the front cover of my album, I started off with this paper, which I think is so pretty.
Yeah, that works out well.
use this corner here.
It decorates your cover for you,
So
Peggy.
you don't have to do anything. You can add a few extra things, but really, the layering, the grouping is already done for you. It's so pretty. And then you get this pretty, what color would you call this? Kind of a mauve-y.
It's kind of a mauve-y, brownish mauve.
Yeah.
It's almost the new color of the year,
Yeah.
mocha. A little more
Yeah.
red than the Pantone color of the year, but it's right in there.
Yeah, and and this would be like one of those solids that's not a solid that I think
I like that,
works really
solid
well.
that's not a
yeah,
solid.
because you can use it as a background and put your pattern paper without things being too busy on it. And then it does come with the nice 6x4 cut aparts on here, which. I didn't use these on here because my album's going in the other direction.
Right, yeah.
But I mean, so pretty. You could certainly turn it the other direction and use these. I just really love, how they come together. Again, a solid that's not a solid, not really an orangey, but this would actually go with the orange fabric line, I think.
Oh, I think you're
I
right.
think that's
It
really
would.
close. This was one of my favorites too. I love this grouping here. And one of the things I talk about Echo Park and Cartabella and, the florals on their paper. A lot of times when I get their papers, if I'm going to put together a grouping, I'll kind of look at this grouping and see what they do with it and try to mimic it on my projects.
That's where you're
if I
getting your
have that.
ideas.
So like when I'm doing layouts or things like that, I'll try to mimic that on the layout with my die cuts, and that way it kind of coordinates with the paper. You won't see that today because I didn't
But we've seen
do
it
that.
before.
But yeah,
We have seen it before.
And so there's a really nice pink. And with this pink, you see the design on here. They have a stencil.
So
that matches that
we
design.
are looking at the Echo Park collection. It's called Family.
Family. Mm-hmm.
Just a one-word family.
Yep. And so pretty. And like the green and the gold, I think is just really pretty. I really loved this too.
Yeah.
I think that's again,
I like
a
that
solid
color.
that's not a solid that you can just really use.
I'm gonna be using that, Peggy.
A
Solid that's not a solid. Yeah.
And again, this piece just has a lot of the little florals that you'll see like in their sticker sheet and on on some of the different elements in the collection too. And again, the dark green with the solid that's not a solid. And I thought this was really pretty. I think that
Well, this
pink
has got
just
like
really
mushrooms.
pops.
Hey, Penny, can you grab us an orange palette fabric quarter?
That quarter.
Yeah, thank you. Quarter thing. Thank you.
The special ribbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very special ribbon. Well, I was just, Peggy, it just made me think when you mentioned that I would go with the orange palette fabric. I think you're
right in
absolutely
there.
right. And this is Teresa's favorite fabric right here. It's got the little, he calls them toadstools, mushrooms, tomato,
yep.
tomato. And I'm seeing that in this pattern
Yeah, well, even
here.
like the gold would look really pretty with it too. I think. I think
Oh,
that
yeah,
would
look
really
at that.
complement it. Mm-hmm.
Let me try to get in
Yeah.
there. So you could
Yep.
maybe combine your love of
Yep.
fabric.
So yeah, the pink and the floral. I think it's just really nice. And you'll see in my album a lot of the pages that I did side by side. You'll see like the front and the back of the pages that are side by side in there. So that's kind of a nice thing about the collection packs as well, is that, you know, usually your pages are going to coordinate, you know, using the front and back of the sheets. This was one of my favorites.
Really
I really
pretty.
love this one.
Yeah.
And look at how nice that goes with
Is it one of those golds maybe? Or?
this solid.
Well, it
It's
goes
not a
really good with the
solid.
green.
And it goes really nice with the gold. I mean, you
Yeah,
can mix
pull out
and
that
match.
gold. Even
And-
if you were making it like a card or something.
Look at how pretty all that is. And then it has a gold on the back. So pretty.
Which is a local school color of ours here in Ankeny. So if you're
Yep.
thinking about that.
And the butterflies, you know, have all those colors in it with, you know, a little bit lighter green.
Ooh,
And
look
the
at
frames,
that.
I thought this was really pretty. I love this kind of, I don't know, I think of it like adobe or something. That's not really the right color, the right word for it, but I just really love this color. in
Well,
there.
cutting those up would be really nice. Or
Yes.
there's a good solid that's not a solid, Peggy.
Yep, exactly. And then you have your 3x4 cut aparts, and you'll see a few of those in the project today too, in the back. And this was one of my favorite sheets. I cut this apart and used a lot of pieces from this one. I really liked it a lot. And again, you know,
Oh
just
gosh,
so
I'd
pretty.
have
Isn't
to have
that
two of
pretty?
those. That
Isn't
might be
that
my
just
favorite
a great
floral.
card background?
Yeah.
I mean, I like how it just repeats there. And then you're going to see some of these.
It's
today.
nice they do the vertical and the horizontal
Yes.
cut aparts.
Yeah, you know, and even like with, you know, if you're doing, you know, the larger cards, you know, the card making, you're going to, you can do, you know, the cards in either direction. So we'll get started with, we'll show this first. So, you know, the front cover, the back cover.
And those are each an Etcetera tag.
Yep, an Etcetera
tag. So you
tag.
use two Etcetera tags, one
Yep.
for the front, one for the back.
And you get 4 in the package, so you'll get a couple extra.
You can make 2.
Yeah. So, you know, so if you have a couple different paper lines, like we're talking about the 49 and Market Orchard paper, so pretty on that. So you use 2 of them, and then I just use the book rings to put it
And
together.
are those 1 inch? Oh, 1 1/4 inch book rings.
Yep. So I just use
there's
that
what
to
she
put it
uses.
together, and I tied just, you know, lengths of ribbon. I could have trimmed my ribbon down a little bit, I think, but I don't know. It's kind of playful and fun that way. So
Yeah, it
I
does.
just kinda
Good
used
colors.
It. Yeah. So you know, there's the ribbon, and then I basically use the book ring on here just to hold it together. So like if you have it on display, you have to take the book ring off in order to open it up, and I'll do that for you now.
While you're opening
see
that,
it?
Peggy. Oh, wait, let me. Yeah. While you're opening that, we do have a question that I
Sure.
thought maybe I'd toss out here. But, ooh, where did it go? Janie says, good morning.
Good morning.
Do you fussy cut like that floral page for your scrapbook pages? Like when you said about fussy
to mimic
cutting?
it. Usually, it actually kind of depends. I have in the past, I've cut some in the past if they're big enough, or if there aren't a lot of real fine pieces in it, I will fussy cut some of it. Like I might fussy cut, you know, like around one of the chrysanthemums or something like that. Or, you know, I might fussy cut maybe, you know, into the leaves. I probably wouldn't fussy cut that because it's just too fine.
But you could add your own
But
die
you could
cuts
add it,
behind
yeah.
it. So it's a good
but I
start.
might do some of that, you know, and there's even a sticker on the sticker sheet that, you know, has, well, there's that, but this right here has some of the flower that you could add, you know, behind it if you wanted to fussy cut it. So it just depends on the floral. Depends on the size, depends also on the location in the paper. If it's like toward the middle of the paper, I'm not going to cut into my paper just for that, but maybe off the corner I will. Depends on my project too. But I do have a love of die cutting.
Yes, she does.
So you can see
The
that by all
smallest-
my
the
little
smallest little greens.
by all my little butterflies that I cut, which
So they do have a die. They have
Yeah.
a die with this, which we have. We should
Yeah.
maybe just show the rest of this.
the collection,
$12.99, which is a pretty good price for 3 butterflies.
And these butterflies, I you know, cut them. I cut a bunch of different patterns of it. Wasn't real sure how I was going to use them, but you're going to see how I used them, and I really, really fell in love with them. I just thought they were so pretty.
And there's two
the
stamp
stamps.
sets.
I know. I really like this. I mean, these you could certainly fussy cut.
They definitely match the patterns on the
Yeah.
paper. So that one's a more of a floral stamp.
Yeah.
And then they've got one that's more words. And then they're going to have the titles and phrases,
Yep. I'll turn that around.
ephemera.
See it. And I do like how they came out with these.
I do too. I do
a
too.
little over a year ago.
And
A little
Simple
bit bigger
Stories
pieces.
has done the same thing with sentiments.
Yeah, just a little bit bigger pieces, overall than what the
Then you've got ephemera and frames and tags,
Yep,
which
so-
honestly I can't really tell the difference on these.
I can't
Peggy.
either. They're
They
pretty
both
much-
have
they're
frames. They both have
tags.
tags. So but you just
Yeah.
get more, I guess. If you get them both, you're just getting more.
And I used pieces from both of them in today's project too.
And then there's a couple stencils. Did you?
I
know
didn't
you
use.
used.
Yeah, I
she
used
this
that
one.
but I didn't use the butterfly one.
But how fun!
Yeah, I know. I just think it's so pretty. And then the enamel dots. Did I bring those over?
Oh, okay.
Enamel dots, and the solids too. The 6 solid colors are just really pretty too.
And the question we had a little bit ago is the color of ink that you used.
I used brushed corduroy. It's my go-to.
So brush corduroy.
yeah, brushed
I
corduroy
think
is
you
my
used that
go-to.
when I was here with you
Yep.
previous time.
I just leave it on my desk all the time, and anytime I'm gonna ink something up, that's just what I go to. And I think I like it because it has that gold tone to it.
It does have a gold tone.
It's
I would
not
agree.
real dark. Because I tend to get a little heavy-handed with my ink at times, and I found that if I use a darker ink, it gets too dark for me, for my taste. Everybody has their own favorite.
Yeah.
I think. And I don't know. Maggie had pumice stone for her summer ink.
She had a summer and
a winter one.
colors.
But brush corduroy is just really kind of the one that I go to all the time. So
It looks good with this,
yeah,
with the golds.
it
in
does.
It
I-
works
you
really
know,
well.
And again, when you talk about like the color palette that I really favor a lot, it's right in there. It fits right in there. So today's project is this little tag album, but the fun part about the tag album is that when you open it up, it's not going to flip up. It's going to open this way, and it becomes an accordion album.
Oh, this is really cool.
So you have the accordion album, the front, and the back.
So it's two-sided.
Two-sided. So I've got 10 panels altogether. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 panels altogether for it, and and actually, the covers you can go either way with it. So front.
So you could do either way.
could do
You've
either
done
way,
a
yep.
nice job on both sides.
So I just started, as I looked through the paper, the first paper that, really stuck out to me was, where'd it go? We did have it right.
I think it's
top,
on the
didn't
bottom.
we?
Are you
Is it
talking
on
about
the
your
bottom?
cover paper?
Yeah, the
It's on
cover
the bottom.
paper. It's on the bottom. Okay. It was the first one that popped out to me as I was looking at the paper, and I thought this would be a really great front
I love
cover
that.
of it.
I love it.
So I just, traced around my Etcetera tag and cut it out and glued it on.
And here's
so
what
that's
it-
what
and
I
here's
started.
what
Yep.
it-
Yep. Oopsie. So that's what it started out as, right there. Just this part.
So if you have a paper like this
Yep.
that's got, I don't know, an illustration or
Yeah.
feature picture, it's great for fronts of albums or tags.
It really is
or
because,
layouts.
like I said, your grouping is already done for you, so you can add to it if you want. You don't have to add to it. Now, I did add to it a little bit. I die
see what
cut
you did.
the butterflies, and this is a small and medium size die. Butterfly dies.
That's the butterfly die. That's
So the
$12.99.
two, and I just layered them, and then I just took my score tape and just put a little piece of score tape down the middle of the butterfly so that its wings could still come up to make it kind of dimensional, because I'm really all about the dimension on things. So I added that on there. I added a little floral sticker up here, and this butterfly comes from the sticker sheet as well. Again, just a little bit of score tape down the middle so the wings can fly. And then this piece came from...
Yeah, what did that come from?
It
I'm
came
curious.
from the frames and tags.
Oh, okay.
So,
So that's a good idea if you are making a mini album
Yeah.
to look at pieces like this and decide what you want
Well,
on the
and
front,
I thought
and there it
it
is.
just fit here. It had what I wanted it to say, and it fit between the floral and where the ring was going to be. I thought it
And it
just
looks
centered
like
on
you
there really
matted it,
nice.
but you didn't.
No,
That is the actual
that's
piece.
the only piece. Yep, exactly. That was the piece, and I just put it right on there. So this came together very quickly, easy and quick. We'll turn it over to the back to do this one, and on the back I used the other side of the paper. And so here it is down on the other side of the paper. And I really liked how this, turned out. I liked that it was in, the opposite corner so that I could, cut from one side and then cut from the other.
Yeah,
There's
it's
enough from
perfect.
both, so it worked out really well.
You don't have to get 2 sheets.
Right? And so then I used just the word family off the sticker sheet. You'll see I used a lot of the sticker sheet, but I used the word family from the sticker sheet, and I just kind of popped that up. I used a little bit of foam adhesive underneath and
It
popped
looks
it
like
up.
a foam sticker
Yeah.
to me, but
Yeah, so I mean, you could, put it down if you wanted to, but, me and my tedious tasks, I like doing little things like that. So, and then, sticker, the butterfly sticker again. And the reason the butterfly stickers are here is because when I used this piece,
we're getting a tip.
you'll see the butterflies flying down. They're upside down.
Yep.
So I got it on here, and I thought, well, the butterflies can't fly upside down, so I've got to figure out something to cover those. So this
What a good tip.
This sticker right here, the butterfly sticker, and then, of course, the die cut one. And I really had a lot of fun layering these butterflies. I tended to use, one of the solids that's not solid underneath, and then a pattern that coordinated on the top. I just really like the look of that layer.
It fits in really well with everything.
And then this piece right here came from,
Is that the sentiments?
it came from the frames and tags.
Oh, the frames and tags.
Yep,
Okay.
that came from the frames and tags, and of course the enamel dots on there.
And Peggy, we have a comment from Sandy that this would be great for heritage pictures.
Oh gosh, yes.
Especially if you don't have enough to do a whole album, this would work out really well.
Yeah.
And this line does lend itself really well to heritage.
Yeah, I think so too. And even like a remembrance kind of thing.
Exactly.
I think would be really pretty too. So we'll open it up and we'll go to
Well,
the
I like
inside.
it because you can set it out. Like
Yes.
you could set it out opened, like on a mantle
Yep.
or down the middle of a table, or lots of different opportunities for it.
Absolutely. I made a spreadsheet too, so,
Oh, my.
so I could tell you where
Okay.
each piece is from.
That's amazing.
So we'll start at the beginning. So page 1, I used it's called the Together Stems paper, which is
I like
one of
that
the ones
one.
I really like, that green green pattern. And then this is from the 3x4 cut aparts. And I just cut it out, and I used the back side of the floral paper, the gold pattern, and just made a little banner. So you can see that I just made the banner to go down. I did score it right up here so that it could lift up. And then I used let's see, the Always Remember came from the ephemera package. So that came out of this package right here. The ephemera, Always Remember, which is right up here. And I used that to put it up here. And then Moments Like This also came from the ephemera package. And then what I did, I took the dark green solid and I cut it a little bit larger. It blends in, but I wanted it to look like this piece was matted, even though I'm going to lift it up for a photo mat.
Okay, so it is kind of matted on the bottom.
Yep, but I wanted it to look that way so that when you lifted it up, you had your photo, a place to put your photo, but you also had that matted. And then, this also came from the ephemera package, and then I added a little floral from the sticker sheet there.
Well, Deb
So
says
that
she
was really
loves the
pretty.
colors of this.
They just go together so nicely.
It's perfect.
So on this one, I decided, well, I want to make kind of a pocket that's really not like a pocket. So I took that cut apart sheet that
the one you said you loved.
that I really loved, that had all the different. I should pull that one out because I've used so many pieces of that. But I started with that, and there it is. And so our or family history. I just cut that piece right out, and then I had, the floral. I added a little bit of gold because I thought it just needed a little bit more than what was on there. I wanted to add that gold into it. And then I used this as my pocket. So I just put some score tape along the bottom and the side. And then this piece became my pocket. So this part isn't just the cut apart.
Just the cut apart is your pocket, kind of a skinny little pocket.
I have these kind of glued down.
Well, sometimes for our store samples, we attach things down a little bit so that they don't get lost.
So this is also from the cut apart sheet.
Oh, you turned it into a tag.
Right here, I just used my tag punch and turned it into a tag.
Oh my gosh.
And then I added a couple of the different stickers from the sticker sheet. The My Family comes from the ephemera piece, and I just put that in there. So you have you can write, whatever's on there. This came from the Frames and Tags package, and the Good Days. I'm not sure where that one came from. Yeah, the minis.
The minis, okay.
Yeah.
So there's 4 in a package.
Yep. So that all came together, a little sticker right up here at the top because I didn't have any ribbon at the time that I just popped in there. And then I just kind of layered those in there.
And it's ready for a photo back there. And
or whatever you want to put in there. Now this next panel is one that I had a lot of fun making. It was really kind of... I wasn't real sure what direction I was going to go with it to start with, but I knew I wanted to use this on one of the panels somehow. And so this actually became just a little pocket. And I layered a couple of these cut aparts. Again, like I said, I used it a lot. There's this cut apart here, and then this is behind it. So you can kind of see that. So I just kind of layered those two on top of each other and put them down with score tape along the 3 sides. And then I left that open so that you could pull the little tags out. And you can put things in there. Like I said, they're kind of glued down there so they wouldn't come out. But and then I just added, some of the words. So this one, The Perfect Moments, it came from the Frames and Tags, a sticker, again a sticker. This is a sticker up here, and then I layered the butterflies again.
I noticed, Peggy, that I know that you probably inked your stickers,
Yes,
but what I'm noticing is
stickers.
Stickers usually come on white backgrounds, and it's pretty cool. I don't know that you can tell on the camera, but these stickers are actually printed on kind of a cream or a natural, so they're not going to be as stark white as some sticker edges are.
Yeah, like if you put it on white, you can see that it's a little bit different.
So I hadn't noticed that before. I like it.
So yeah, this was kind of a fun one. I liked, being able to layer all those pieces, and I just thought it was just kind of fun. And I used the front of a sheet and the back, the A side and the B side of the paper on that. So then I come to this one, and this one is done rather simply too. I had a strip of this floral that I wanted to, continue with that.
It does.
And, but I also needed that pink on there. So I used, the pink. And then this is just the 3x4 cut apart, the We Are Family. And I just kind of popped it up a little bit. And so that way I can, and again, this is stuck down so it won't come out. But,
you don't need to pull it out. A lot of the pocket things are, we put a little adhesive on them because when this is on display here in the store, that it gets a lot of love. It gets tons of love, and that helps it stay together.
And then, the 2 pieces that come from the Frames and Tags on that. So that, and this goes together so quickly. That's what I really love about it is, all these pieces you can layer, you can, combine them in different ways. So it comes together really quickly. Again, I use the, just a 3x4 cut apart.
We love those cut aparts.
Rounded the edges on that. I added a few enamel dots, my 2 little butterflies again, and you can see I go kind of heavy with the ink.
Peggy went wild with the butterfly dye.
I did, and I wasn't sure I was going to do that until I started cutting them, and I thought, oh, these look really cool. And then I thought, well, I can't put them on every page, but I could put them on every page. I would have liked to.
There's a couple that don't have butterflies.
So, and then I just, again, took some of these cut aparts, from the sheet. I like that these are just a little bit smaller than, your 3x4 or your 4x4. I like that they're a little bit smaller so that you could tuck them in. So I took this one and tucked it in. I took this one and tucked it in.
And you get a lot. A piece of paper like that is a really great value.
Yeah.
You could always use the back as your solid, but you're wasting it if you're not using it like this.
I attached the butterfly to
There's the butterfly
that on there. You have your photo mat and like a little. I just think it's kind of fun to put all that stuff in there.
You did hold yourself back. There's been 2 pages without a butterfly so far.
Not many, but there are a couple.
But that's one of the icons in this collection, so it's
exactly.
awesome.
I wanted to use it. So now this one, you can't get any quicker than this. It's just one of the 4x6 cut aparts, and I just added a couple enamel dots to it.
Very nice.
So,
very nice.
There's your whole front of the book. So that came together really easy. I used the different patterns of the paper to cover my Etcetera tags, and I just used, Nouveau glue to glue them down, and, I kind of cut it, to the size, glued it down, and took my file and filed it down, and then just inked around the edges on it.
So if you're just joining us today, in January we are featuring out of the album projects, and we've had Teresa was here with one on Monday, and Peggy's here today. So rather than, this is a way to do something other than like a 12 by 12 album, which we love that too, and this is just another way. And they're asking about how the pages are hooked together, and are you going to tell us about that?
I'm going to show you how to
Stay
do that.
tuned.
Yes.
That is coming up, everybody.
Yes, we're going to go through this, and then I'm going to show you how to put it all together. So, so then my next, the back side here, again, I just went with the 4x6 cut apart. I did trim it down a little bit because, this was just a little too much. I wanted to add a little bit of the dark green to kind of break that up a little bit.
That's a great way to do it.
And, a little photo mat here with that dark green, a few enamel dots that came from the sticker sheet. So quick. Still looks really nice, but it's really easy and quick.
Great.
It's done for you. Okay, and then this one, this came from, let me see, page 8.
Is that an ephemera?
It is, it's actually frames and tags.
Okay,
that came from the frames and tags. This piece right here is cut from
my favorite
sheet of paper.
Peggy,
Let me tell you, I used almost all of this.
Okay, and you need to tell us the name of that sheet of paper.
This paper is called
that's the one I love the back.
Multi-journaling cards.
Oh, that's very
Multi-journaling
fancy.
cards. You can use it for so much, but I use this one, and then I fussy cut around the tab.
Okay, so you don't have to use the whole thing.
Nope.
You can cut, like even this tag,
Yep.
you could cut around the tag if you want to.
Absolutely. If you want to just do that, you can do that. So, I just fussy cut around that and kind of tucked it underneath there. I used one of the banner pieces from, it was from the...
Must be from the ephemera.
The frames and tags, actually. No, wait.
So there's a little ephemera piece back there.
Yep, right there. Yep, so I use that.
They always have banners, which are handy just to tuck in here and there.
And I went sideways with it instead of up and down. And then a little frame there for you.
She went rogue.
I did. And then this actually lifts up, so you can, put something underneath there.
Nice.
So you can do that. It kind of lifts up, so you can tuck things under there. And then again, here we are on this page. There's that one.
Wait, let me back up a little bit. Okay. So there's the paper that's got the word family.
Right here.
And there it is on her layout.
Yep, I wanted to do kind of a belly band. I wanted to show a lot of different ways that you could, tuck different things in or display things, so that you certainly don't have to, do 20 different ways of when you do your own project, 20 different ways of tucking things in. You can do, 1 or 2 and it would be fine. I wanted to show, a variety of ways so that you can kind of pick and choose if you want to do the project. So this is just, the solid paper with, the strip of family in there. And then I just...
like a pocket, a vertical pocket.
Yeah, I just used my score tape on the top and bottom so things can get tucked in. Here's, this little tuck right here. And then a little photo frame. This piece, I'm not sure where that one came from. That little
it came from somewhere.
It came from a cut apart. So, right here. It's this cut apart right here.
Oh, here, let's...
And I fussy cut around that.
So you took the tab off?
No,
Oh,
actually, this whole piece is
Oh,
underneath.
okay, okay,
It's
gotcha.
underneath, but I just wanted to show the tab.
Yep.
I didn't want the whole thing. And then, from the sticker sheet. And then this one came from, let's see, where did it come from? I tried to write things down, but I think
came from
one
something.
of these.
It came from an ephemera pack.
Yep, one of the ephemera packs. And then I just put an enamel dot down there.
Looks
To
good.
kind of put it on there. And it had like a little floral here that didn't really match, and that's why it's tucked underneath there. So I didn't want to show that, but I wanted to have the rest of it
you
on there.
tricky,
So
tricky
is it in
gal.
this one? I think it might have had like that vase on there or something. Yeah, it's this one. It
Okay,
had the
let's see if we
vase.
can get it up close. So if you have a piece of ephemera that maybe, it's going to just blur out on
Yeah.
us. I don't know how to get it. Okay, can everybody see that really well? Adjust your glasses. Anyhow, if you have a piece of ephemera like that one that Peggy has that maybe you're not really a fan of,
Yep.
she just made it so that
Yeah,
piece didn't
just
show.
Tucked it under there, so you don't have to see it. And then our final piece, I used that frame paper. I really liked that frame paper. This is a 3x4 cut apart, but I kept two of them together.
Oh, make
so
a
that
little
I could fold
booklet.
it. Yep. Found one I liked, kept the one next to it, scored it, folded it, put it on there. A little photo mat. This came from the ephemera piece. I really liked that, and I thought it
Yeah,
just kinda
story
looked
to
really
be told.
pretty. If you're going to remember it, let's tell the story too. And then these two pieces also came from the ephemera, just kind of a little journaling thing. And if you wanted to, you don't have to stick this down. You can maybe lay it over, just adhere it on this side, and lift that up, and then you can write on that too. And see.
That's a good-
to tell
that's a good
story.
idea.
So you can do that. There are my butterflies.
There's your
again. Yep.
butterfly.
And on this one, I went with the pattern on the bottom and the solid on the top. So you could do it either way, and a few enamel dots to go with it.
I could see the butterflies being very handy for cards or
well,
confetti or all
Yeah,
kinds of things.
you can use them for birthday. You can use them for spring. You can use them for summer. You can use them for remembrance. You can use them for so many different things.
And Peggy, we
And
did
nice
a demo
sizes.
a couple days ago, and I'm just going to pop over here.
Oh, on
because
the
I
edges.
think you could use, we did a demo a couple days ago where we talked about how you can expand your die cuts when you cut them in half, and you can line them up on the edges of your page, and it kind of creates a nice border. And I think these butterflies are pretty small, but you could do it on maybe cards or smaller projects and do the same type of thing that we did. Gosh, I don't remember what day. Tuesday maybe? All right, let's head back over here. And so if you're just, oh wait, Peggy, before we go on, we have a question.
Sure.
But just the project you showed us, you used the collection pack and the ephemera and frames and tags and the titles.
I didn't use the titles. I had the
Okay, so the-
ephemera and the frames and tags,
And
the collection pack.
and the solids
I had the solids.
and the butterflies. Don't
Uh-huh.
forget the butterflies,
Yep.
everybody.
And I didn't mention it when we were going through this front side, but this sheet of paper right here.
Oh, yeah,
I did
you
use
did
the
tell
stencil.
me about that.
I did use the stencil on this.
And what's the name of that stencil?
It is called Geometric Flower Stencil, and it's part of that family line.
It could be used for a lot of things.
Yeah,
too.
and you can use it. You can use it over and over because it's just a nice general pattern to it. So it isn't themed or anything like that. So you can use it for so many things. I think that butterfly stencil would have been really pretty too.
And then we have a question, Peggy, about how do you store, if you're making a lot of mini albums and things, do you have a special way that you store them? Since they're not in a big 12 by 12 album.
Well, I have a big drawer.
You have a drawer? Okay.
But they're seasonal. I have a lot of seasonal ones, and so I have a basket in my. I have a cedar chest in my living room, and I have a basket, and so every season I change them out. So I'll put my mini albums in that, and then I'll change them out, seasonally, or as I make them, I'll change them out that way. Because I have some 4th of July ones, I have some fall ones. I don't really have any winter ones.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe next week, but not yet. And then I just have, just some general ones too that I enjoy working on the smaller format and doing, those things. And it's just kind of, it's a nice little brain break for me from a layout. It gives me just a different way to think about some things, but that's usually how I'll display them. Or, you know, like this one, I probably wouldn't put in a basket right away. I may, you know, put it as part of like, I have a lot of framed photos of our family, you know, on a counter, in our living room, the way it's set up.
So maybe you would just put this with that.
So I'll put that in with a lot of that. That's where I displayed a lot of my hoops last year when I had a few of those and stuff like that. Yep, when hooping it up.
And Janet said the same thing. She puts hers in baskets. I have a cabinet, a glass front cabinet that I have a lot of mine in, and I also put them out on a sofa table. Yeah. And now that my grandsons, a couple of them are getting a little older, I'm going to be sure and have albums out with their pictures in it because they love looking at themselves.
Yep. My little boys like looking at their albums too. They each have their own album, and then we have a family one, and so they like to look at all that too.
So Peggy's going to show us how she put this together because she started with these two of these tags.
Yep, 2 of the tags.
And we're going to take a quick break because we forgot to mention something in the beginning.
Okay.
But yesterday we had a huge vote on
the color.
It's our color for our new journal, and it's our inspiration creative journal that we have done the last couple years here at Memory Bound, and it's a great way to write your ideas in, or if you see something today that you thought was a good idea, you can jot it in there. And teal was the winner.
Ooh.
So our new books will be Time for Teal. Time for Tea, Time for Teal.
I did see that one get voted a lot.
It got voted a lot. Now, the Barely Blue was second. So that came in a really, well, not close, but it had a lot of votes also. And then the others had just a kind of a smattering of votes. So our book is ordered, and it's going to be coming probably in about, well, should be here within about 10 days. And then we'll show it, we'll release it, and hopefully you'll be as excited as I am about it.
That'll be so cool.
Sorry, we forgot to mention that in the beginning, Peggy, but teal is the big winner.
Ooh, that'll be fun. Here I am sorting my...
She's sorting, butterflies.
Sorting butterflies. Okay. All right. So, to put this together, we'll just kind of lay it out here.
Okay.
So to put this all together, what I started with was I just took a piece of cardstock. So,
what size did you?
I took my 12 by 12,
12 by 12
and cut it to 6 by 12.
Okay. So
and then I scored it. Then I scored it at 4 inches. So
okay, let me get here.
This is your first.
So 6 by 12.
6 by 12 scored at 4 inches. 6 by 12 scored at 4 inches, and then you take another 6 by 12, but you cut it to 6 by 8, and you score it at 12. So you cut one of the 4s off, because otherwise you're not going to be able to get as many panels, because you're going to be gluing them together. So I started off with, and you need to look at, you need to start with your tag that you're going to adhere to, because you want to make sure that your first piece is going to be in the right direction. You can't, you don't want it to go this way, because you're not going to be able to go underneath that.
So are you starting with your front tag or your back tag?
Front.
So that's the
this
back
is panel 1.
Back of the front tag.
Yeah, back of the front tag, panel 1. So this is how that's going to go. And then I am just going to glue this one onto this one. So that will create...
Okay, so the 2 larger pieces you're gluing together.
So we're going to glue those together, and I'm actually just going to take a little bit of tape. And I mean, when I did
use
it at
some
home,
good glue.
Use good glue.
We're
just doing this to go fast here.
Yeah.
So you're just going to put those together. Okay.
I think you've solved a problem I have had forever about these accordion albums, because I have tried to put 2 pieces together and they never come out right. And you have enlightened me hugely by, I think, adding that extra piece.
Yep. So then that comes together. So there you have that. And then take your back piece, wherever your back one is, because you have to make sure that it's going to go on there right. And see, that's why I have to have the extra, because this isn't in the right direction. See, if I would have put it there, it wouldn't have laid down right.
Oh my gosh.
So I have to add, and I got to make sure I do this right. So this has to go this way. and that has to go onto that one.
Okay.
Okay. So
Oh
lay
my
it out.
gosh.
Don't glue until you lay it out and you know what direction it's all going to go.
Peggy,
Okay.
I'm serious. You don't know how many times I have tried to make this work and come out right, and it never does. And you just, oh
So
my
there you go.
gosh, oh my gosh. Okay.
So that's really how easy it comes together.
Okay, so we need to
there.
review this. She cut 2 6x12 pieces
Yep.
and scored them in thirds, or scored them at 4
inches.
4 inches.
Yep.
So she got 2 of those, and then one piece that is 6x8,
6x8
or 8 by
scored at
6
4.
or whatever.
Yep.
Scored at 4. So
Yep.
you have 2 sections with 3 panels and one section with 2
2.
panels,
Yep.
and then you just
So each of your
Overlapped
panels
them.
is 4 by 6.
nice.
And then you just overlap them. And the nice thing about making them 4 by 6 is that you're, 4 by 6 cut apart. Now, you will want to trim maybe 1/8 of an inch off each side.
Right,
the width,
because they're going to be
otherwise you're not going to be able to fold it.
right. It's just the same
Yeah.
size. You need to make
But
it a
yeah,
little smaller.
I mean,
oh
so
my
it all
gosh.
works really well. So you know that you're going to be, right in there. So that is how that all comes together.
Oh my gosh.
And then to put it all together,
So did you decorate the pages after you assembled it? That like you did what you just did and then decorated your pages?
I decorated the pages. How did I do that?
How did she do it? It's
How
been a
did she
while.
do
She's
that?
been working on this for a while. Look at her
You know
ponder.
what she did?
What did she do?
She put it all together, and then the pages, I actually, no, I didn't. I must have put it together. And then,
But not put it on the
yeah,
not put it on the
yeah.
covers.
I worked on it here,
Okay.
and then adhered it here.
Okay, that
so
makes
that was
sense.
how I did it.
Is that what she did?
We're gonna say that's how she did it.
Everybody's loving this, and thank you, Janet, our amazing Janet. She wrote in the comments your dimensions and
Okay.
things. So
Yeah,
that's
4 by 6,
sometimes
so.
reading them is helpful.
So then what I did was I put adhesive on the one side.
But use lots of adhesive.
Use your glue.
Don't do what we do.
Don't do it for expedited sake here. It'll never hold. And so then I just, laid it on here. And I use Nouveau glue on mine. So
That I think liquid glue is an
Yep.
amazing choice,
Uh-huh.
or score tape,
Yep.
I guess.
And just lay it on there like that. And so now you've got, your first piece on there, your panel on there. It's going to open. And then you have this piece here. So then what I did in order to make sure that this all going to lay right, I put my adhesive on here, and it's laying right there. Then I took this
Oh.
and I laid it.
So we
lined
line
it
them up and it'll be perfect.
Yep. So now,
All right.
okay. So now,
You know,
It's all
I'm
together.
thinking this, you could make this for a baby shower, for
gosh,
decorations to put on the
wouldn't
tables.
it be a pretty table decoration?
It
I thought
would.
about that too.
A wedding, a graduation,
Yep.
put your senior pictures on there.
And
There's
then
so many options.
Then to decorate the front, how easy is this? I thought about maybe distressing this and inking it up, but because we're doing it quickly.
Well,
here,
I think showing us how it went together, that was a wowzer for me, Peggy.
so just do that, and then
It's a big wowzer.
I took a few of my
Are we
of
going to
my
add
stickers.
Are we going to add butterflies?
We're going to add a butterfly. Yes, we are. But I thought a few of these stickers on here would be really pretty.
Oh,
can
Cheryl
pick 'em
says
up.
she wished she would have put some of these on her order. Well, hey, Cheryl, if it might be here still, so
Yep,
just call
add it.
us.
You can add it.
If it was later in the day, it might not have gone out yet. We're happy to add things to boxes.
But you can just kind of layer these florals on here,
I like
which
that.
I really like.
You're a good layerer.
I powder all of my stickers. Isn't that silly? Even though I'm going to stick it right
And
on
then
there,
she
but
puts
I still
adhesive on
powder
them.
it, and then I put adhesive on it because I want to move them around a little bit. From here to there.
Well, and that
I
way you
never
can try them
exactly
out.
know.
You can take them for a test
Right?
drive.
Exactly. So put a little bit of adhesive
And she's
on
using
there.
a big tape runner for.
Yeah. So just kind of put it on there. I mean, it's a nice little addition on there, I think. And then I
Oh,
thought,
people are going to be making these.
just one of these little word phrases. Up at the top. And I mean, I obviously use more adhesive at home than I'm
Well,
using right
sure.
here. But I think,
We
that's a
appreciate
nice
you
little
showing us
addition there.
this.
And then, which butterflies do you think I should use?
Ooh,
I was actually kind of thinking this combo here. Oh, yeah, there we go. Or maybe this combo here. I don't know. I got a few.
she's got a few, which is another nice tip. If
Yeah.
if you're doing a project like this and you've got your even like scraps,
Yeah.
just cut out a bunch of butterflies. And Peggy actually
We'll have
has
it for
stuck
another
them in
project
her
then.
bag with her dye.
Yep.
And then they're there and they're ready to
I
go.
got to find the end of this. I can't find it.
So she's got choices,
Yeah,
lots of
we got
choices here.
So, I'll just take a little bit of the score tape and just, put it, we're going to just use this one. Put it, on the back side here because I want his wings to move.
Okay, and Sandy has a question for you,
Sure.
Peggy. If you put powder on your stickers and then you go to add adhesive, do you have any trouble with them sticking?
I never have. I've had people have asked me about that, but I never have. The adhesive will go on it and will work, just fine for me. So I've not had a problem. If others have had a problem, let me know, but I have not. I will powder it, what one did I say I was going to put on there? This one.
I think it was that one, yeah.
But I have not had a problem with it. So, whether I use glue, whether I use, the Easy Runner, whether I use, the Easy Runner, the green, the temporary one, I've not had problem. I mean,
Well,
my
that's good to know.
glue dots will, stick to it as well. So I haven't had a problem. I'm very scientific about bending.
Yes, I can tell. You centered it perfectly.
And then just kind of pop those on there, kind of line up their tail and their, and fold them up again a little bit.
There you go.
And there's your cover.
That just came together. Using those cut aparts really,
So easy, right?
it's a great start
nice
for
little,
you.
Yeah, and I mean, I obviously would have inked it if I had it at home, but then you just
And
put your
then
ring on
she's
there.
putting the ring on it to hold it together
all
when you're
together,
not, when you don't have it out on display.
So there you go. There it is.
Well, I think that was amazing. Let's see. Jean says she powders and puts her glue right under the sticker, and her stick fine too. So, Jean, thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about
See if
the
we missed-
reinforcers that would go on top there.
Oh yeah. Well, we should mention
didn't put
that.
that. You get those.
These do come with a reinforcer for each tag.
And I did use those on this one, so it's there.
And they're optional. You don't have to
you
use
don't
them.
have to use them. I mean, they look fine without. I could put them on the inside. Just
Well, Peggy,
for
this has been
consistency's
amazing.
sake, so-
Let's
Yeah.
see if we have any questions for Peggy. And we will take pictures. We'll put this on our blog so you can easily refer to it. You can rewatch the video if you'd like to.
But yeah, the accordion part is really pretty easy to put together once you kind of figure out.
Gosh,
your
you could do a set.
and you can do it. You can make it bigger. You can make it smaller. Whatever you want to do. Depending on what size your tags are, or what size you want to make your tags, that sort of thing. But with the accordion, you just want to make sure that. When you adhere to your tag, that it's going in the right direction, so it's folded, in the direction you want it to go. So before you adhere it down, open it up. Close
Yeah,
it,
I think
just
that's
make
always
sure it
smart
works
to
for
test
you.
it. That's a good tip.
And you can add as many panels as you want, and that's really the nice thing about, making the accordion yourself. You can add as many panels as you want, or as few as you want. So, and you just take the 6x12 paper. Or the 12x12 paper and cut it in half.
Yeah,
So
I'm
it
glad
couldn't
you
be
figured
easier.
that out. That's a wowzer for me.
Couldn't be easier that way.
We just have one question.
Sure.
It's not related to the family project, but the journals that are coming in are new 2025
Oh yeah.
inspirational journals. We're not sure on the price. In the past, they've been around $6, so they'll probably be about the same. We're waiting to get some of the costs and things. So, and Cheryl
I
says
think
that
that
your
too is gonna
album's
be really
amazing.
pretty.
Thanks for sharing
Thank
it.
you, Cheryl.
And thank you, everybody, for being
Yeah,
here
thanks for
today.
being here with us.
Thank you, Janet, for being here and
Yes.
linking for us and
Instead
answering
of playing
questions.
in the snow.
Yes. Yeah, have fun. All of you getting snow, have a lot of fun. And all of you...
It's just cold here.
It's just cold here.
Yep.
But enjoy your snowfalls. We're kind of missing it, but that's okay. And for everybody out in California, our hearts really go out to you because most of us can't imagine. If we have tornadoes here in Iowa, they come, and they're done and they're gone. And usually there's something left of our homes if they do strike. So for all of them, we're thinking of you and thank you, Peggy. And we're going to be back tomorrow. Is there a sheet behind your stuff?
Yes, there is.
Does it say what we're doing tomorrow, or is Kelly doing something?
Tomorrow is photo play flip flap Yeti cards with Katie.
Oh, Katie's here tomorrow. Okay, she's doing the new card base
that'll
from,
be fun.
from
She
Photo
kind of
Play.
showed a little sneak of that, last week? When you
Yes,
guys
she did.
Yeah.
She did.
That'll be a fun one.
Okay, and Barb's asking for a link for the Etcetera Tags. And there is also always a link on our calendar that links everything or most everything that we used in our video. So you can, if you don't get it and you need it, you can always run over and check on our online calendar, and it will have it. It will all be right there too. I can't, for some reason, I can't talk right now.
Are they under Tim Holtz?
There's a whole section of Etcetera. If you type in the word Etcetera, you're going to get all the different sizes.
And these are the minis.
Yeah, it doesn't look mini, but when they originally came out, these were the smallest. And now there are smaller ones. So you could even make I think it's a size 8. Peggy, you want to grab those? We have a lot of the minis in stock, so and Janet, thank you, she just linked the covers. Oh, here, Peggy's brought over the sizes for us.
Here's all of them.
So here's your, that's not the mini, but it should be. I think
This is just number 8.
So there's your number 8. And then the mini.
And then the medium.
Medium.
And then the large.
Large. And the large are large.
Yes. What are they?
They're
Does it
bigger than a
say?
clipboard, don't you think?
Oh gosh, they are. I remember a couple years ago, didn't Penny make a calendar?
She did.
with
Man,
this.
you have a good memory.
I'm trying to see if it tells me what the size is.
Well, you think it would tell you, but boy,
It's one large.
It sure don't.
Nope, it doesn't.
Sure don't, everybody.
Nope.
But anyway, thanks everyone for
Yeah.
joining us, and we will see you tomorrow. And Katie will be here with a new card.
Oh, that'll be fun.
for you to check out,
That'll
and
be a lot
we'll
of
see you
fun.
then. So have a wonderful rest of your day.